Prints can be tricky. One wrong choice, and suddenly your outfit looks overwhelming or outdated. So, if you've ever felt like something was off about your printed outfits but couldn't quite figure out why, you're in the right place. Today, I'll reveal the prints that are working against you and the ones that will instantly elevate your look. And trust me, there's one print at the end that surprises everyone. Florals are a classic, but not all floral prints are created equal. Some can elevate your look, while others can overwhelm it entirely. The problem with overly busy floral prints is that they create too much visual clutter, making the outfit look chaotic rather than stylish. If the flowers are too small, too dense, or mixed with too many bright colors, they can actually work against you. Now, I get it. Floral prints are everywhere, and they can feel feminine and fresh. But when a print is too packed with tiny flowers, it can blend into a blur, losing the shape and definition of the garment. This is particularly true for dresses and blouses where the print covers the entire piece. If you've ever put on a floral top and felt like it wasn't working but couldn't quite figure out why, chances are the print was simply too busy for your look. Instead of enhancing your natural beauty, it distracts from it. So, what should you wear instead? Look for florals that have structure and breathing space. Florals with some space between them create a more intentional, elegant look. Also, pay attention to color. Softer, more muted tones often look more refined than high contrast. Bright florals. If you love florals but want to keep them modern, opt for watercolor-style prints, delicate floral designs, or even embroidered floral details that add texture rather than overpowering the entire outfit. And let's not forget styling. If you do want to wear a floral print, keep the rest of your outfit simple. A floral blouse with a sleek neutral bottom instantly balances the look. The key is to make sure the print is complementing you, not competing with you. And trust me, once you start paying attention to how floral prints work on your outfits, you'll never go back to those overly busy ones again. Polka dots can be playful, but they can also be a little too playful. And when they're oversized, high contrast, or paired with bright colors, they can easily look cartoonish rather than stylish. Polka dots that are too high contrast can sometimes create a harsh, almost costume-like effect. If you've ever worn polka dots and felt like the outfit wasn't quite working, it's likely because the pattern was overpowering your look rather than enhancing it. And let's be honest, polka dots are tricky to style because they already have a bold personality. Pairing them with the wrong accessories or colors can make them look outdated instead of fresh. But don't worry, you don't have to ditch polka dots entirely. The trick is to go for smaller, more subtle variations. Soft, tone-on-tone polka dots can create the same visual interest without looking overly cutesy. Instead of the classic high-contrast dots, try a blouse with delicate, scattered dots in a neutral shade. It's a much more sophisticated way to wear the pattern. And if you still love a bold polka dot moment, keep the rest of your outfit sleek and modern to balance it out. If you're looking for better alternatives to these outdated prints, I've handpicked some gorgeous pieces that will elevate your style while still keeping that fun, playful energy. You can find all the links in the description box below, so be sure to check them out. Geometric prints can be modern and stylish, but when they're too bold, they can quickly become overwhelming. I'm talking about those large, high-contrast patterns, like oversized zigzags, massive checkerboards, or bright, clashing colors. These types of prints tend to take over an outfit, making it difficult to style in a way that feels elegant. Instead of highlighting your features, they create a visual distraction, often making the body appear boxy or even distorted. And for women over 50, these prints can feel a bit too harsh, almost like something out of a 1970s time capsule rather than a sophisticated, current look. Now, I know that geometric prints can be fun, and they do have their place in fashion. But the key is to choose versions that are more refined. Busy, oversized patterns often make an outfit feel cluttered and difficult to balance. If you've ever put on a loud geometric dress and felt like it was wearing you rather than the other way around, that's exactly what I mean. These prints can dominate your presence instead of enhancing it, and let's be honest, no one wants to feel like a walking optical illusion. So, what's the alternative? If you love structured patterns, opt for smaller, more subtle geometric designs. Another trick is to balance the print with solid pieces. If you have a geometric patterned blouse, pair it with sleek trousers or a structured blazer to break up the intensity. This way, you get the visual interest without letting the print take over the whole look. And let's not forget fabric choice. Loud geometric prints tend to look even harsher when paired with stiff synthetic materials. Instead, look for softer fabrics like silk, chiffon, or high-quality cotton that allow the pattern to drape naturally. The right combination of print, fabric, and styling makes all the difference. The goal is to create a look that feels intentional and stylish. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Have you ever had a print in your wardrobe that you loved at first, but later realized it wasn't the most flattering? Or do you still enjoy wearing fun, quirky prints in certain ways? Let me know in the comments below. I always love reading your perspectives. Stripes are a classic. There's no denying that. They can be sleek, elongating, and effortlessly stylish, but only if they're the right kind. Not all stripes are created equal, and if you're not careful, they can actually work against you rather than for you. The biggest culprit are those thick, high-contrast horizontal stripes. These can make your frame look wider and break up your silhouette in a way that's not always flattering. Even worse, when stripes are placed awkwardly, like wrapping around curves or cutting across the midsection, they can distort proportions rather than enhancing them. Another issue is the spacing of the stripes. If they're too bold or irregularly spaced, they can create an unintentional optical illusion that draws attention to areas you'd rather not highlight. You might have noticed that some striped tops or dresses feel a bit off when you put them on, even if you loved them on the hanger. That's because large, blocky stripes can visually shorten the body or add volume where you don't want it. So, what kind of stripes actually work? Thin, evenly spaced vertical stripes are your best friend. They create a lengthening effect that makes you look taller and more streamlined. If you love horizontal stripes, go for subtle, narrow ones in soft color palettes. Diagonal stripes can also be a game changer, as they add movement and help guide the eye in a way that feels more flattering. And fabric matters too. Soft, flowy fabrics allow stripes to drape elegantly, whereas stiff fabrics can make them look more rigid and unflattering. But here's something unexpected. There's one print that many women assume is edgy and stylish, but in reality, it can be surprisingly tricky to pull off. Let's talk about why this pattern can be one of the most misleading choices in a wardrobe. Camouflage prints have a tough, cool girl reputation. But here's the thing. Unless they're done right, they can completely clash with an elegant wardrobe. Originally designed for military use, camo prints are meant to break up shapes and make things blend in. And that's exactly what they do to your silhouette. Instead of creating clean lines or enhancing your shape, camouflage prints often add bulk and visual clutter. The pattern itself is irregular and chaotic, which means it can make an outfit look messy rather than refined. Another issue is that camo prints tend to lean very casual. While there's nothing wrong with a relaxed vibe, they can be tricky to elevate into a polished, age-appropriate look. If you've ever tried on a camouflage jacket or pants and felt like something just wasn't quite right, that's because the pattern naturally leans more rugged than refined. And when paired with the wrong pieces, it can feel more like weekend yard work than chic and stylish. Now, if you love camo and don't want to give it up, there are ways to wear it without letting it overwhelm your look. The key is to choose more muted, tonal versions of the print, rather than the traditional army green variety. Another trick is to use it sparingly. Rather than a full camo jacket or pants, try a subtle camo print scarf or a structured bag with a hint of the pattern. This way, you still get that edgy touch without it overpowering your entire outfit. And of course, how you style it makes all the difference. If you're incorporating camouflage into your wardrobe, balance it with clean, structured pieces to create contrast. But if you're wearing head-to-toe camouflage or pairing it with ultra-casual pieces, it can quickly look sloppy rather than stylish. The trick is to control the visual noise so that your outfit still looks intentional and put together. Now that we've tackled prints that might be working against you, let's take it a step further, because even the right prints won't save an outfit if the fit is off. That's why in this next video, I'm sharing the secrets to making every outfit fit your body flawlessly after 50. Click here to watch. I'll see you there.